Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Programming in Python with RSK. In this video we are going to see introductory part of containers and strings in Python. We will not elaborate much on all these topics in this, it is just an introductory video. I will be posting 5 or 6 more videos covering all these container types in Python. So let us start with our video. Container types in Python are the variables which are collections of multiple values under one identifier name. So it is a collection of what? Collection of multiple values, and all that collection or all the values are wrapped up under one identifier. It can be a string, it can be a tuple, and all those other collections which we will see later on. So literal meaning of container which we use for storing lot of our goods or our items in one place, literally the same thing is applicable in container in Python. It is an object or it is a variable where multiple values are stored in one place. A best example is an array in C. Conceptually, it is a container type variable. In C, there is no concept of container types, but in Python, we can say an array in C is as good as a container. Array is a collection of multiple values of one type only, int or float or char in C. In Python, all the containers can have multiple values of multiple types under one name. Strings, lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries are the container variables in Python. There are subtle differences how these are different from each other, and there are many commonalities as regards the data is concerned. We will see these containers one by one. In this video, I will be just making an introduction to strings. A collection in Python is defined as either an ordered collection or an unordered collection. Whether the collection can be changed programmatically, which means whether it is a mutable one or not. Can we iterate through these values in the container using index and loops? So there are different types of containers where different types of attributes are applicable. We will see all those one by one. A collection based on the above attributes can be described as either a mutable or an immutable collection, whether it is an ordered or unordered collection, whether the collection is iterable or not iterable or uniterable. That means whether we can iterate through it using index and a loop. In order collections, the values are stored in the same order in which those are inserted. The best example is an array. As we initiate the array, the order in which we write the array or its values, we can access those in the same order in which we have inserted those values. So there are ordered collections in Python also, and some of the collections are unordered. In ordered collections, programmer knows the position or index of an individual value stored. There are certain containers in Python where order of insertion and order of its position are not the same. Such collections are called unordered collections. Mutable and iterable, what are those attributes? Some container types allow users to change the values of its members, as in array in C. We can change any element programmatically. So in mutable, if the container is mutable, we can change the values of its members programmatically during runtime. If we declare a particular container which is a mutable container and insert certain values in it at the time of writing the program or in the script, later on when the program, we can manage the program in such a way that there are certain logics by which elements or the values stored in those containers can be changed during runtime. Such are the containers which are known as mutable collections. In few of the collections in Python, we can access the values stored in those containers using loops and iterating using index through those containers. There are 5 or 6 collections in Python. The first one is called a list. It is an ordered, mutable and iterable collection. So whatever values we assign to various elements in a list, during runtime we can know the index of each value, we can change that value, and we can iterate through those that list using a index and a loop. Elements in the list can be accessed using index and loop. Value of any element can be changed, and position of individual value is in the sequence of insertion. String is another collection which is an ordered collection which is iterable, but its elements cannot be changed. Once we declare a string or we define a string in a program, when we run that program, we cannot change the collection or the contents of the collection during runtime. That is why it is called a immutable collection. String is an ordered collection which is iterable and at the same time it is immutable. Tuple is an ordered collection which is immutable but iterable. So there are 3 types of collections which resemble each other: list, string and tuple, but these are the subtle differences that we can appreciate through these 4 or 5 sentences which describe the attributes. Set is an unordered collection. So whatever values are assigned to set, collection set, not necessarily the values will appear at the same index in the set, in which the sequence of assigning the values to a set may not be the same when we want to access it. Dictionary is another unordered collection. Both set and dictionary are unordered, mutable and iterable. More on these we will see when we visit each and every collection in different videos that I will be uploading. To summarize, string is an ordered collection, it is iterable and it is immutable. List is a ordered collection which is iterable and mutable. Tuple is an ordered collection which is iterable but immutable. Set is an unordered collection which is iterable and mutable, and at the same time dictionary is an unordered collection which is iterable and mutable. So let us go with our understand the strings in Python. Python string is a sequence. It is a collection of Unicode characters. How we declare and define and access a string? Let us name a string as S and it is assigned with a value which is enclosed in single quotes. In this case it is learning Python. Then we give print S so that we can know what will be the output of this string S. So whatever we have inserted as its value appears as its output. Here we have enclosed in single quotes. Then in this case S is equal to Python. It is enclosed in double quotes. So single quotes are acceptable, double quotes are acceptable. When we output the value that has been assigned to string S, we get whatever we have assigned, Python in this case. This is a third way of defining a string. S is equal to, in triple quotes, in 3 double quotes, Jasmine. Again the value appears when printf statement is executed. Then another way of defining a string, S is equal to fragrance, which is enclosed in 3 single quotes. So we can define a string using 4 different ways. Many of these ways, or 1 or 2 ways, have special meaning, such as when a string is within a 3 double quotes, we can have a multiple line string which can be assigned to a string variable using 3 double quotes. This is the unique property of using 3 double quotes. So multiple line strings, how they are defined? So we are defining a string with multiple lines. Learning Python is the first line, can be fun is the second line, when we learn through video is the third line. In this case there are multiple lines in a string, and we want those lines to appear as they have been entered when we use a print statement or when we use the string s in our program. To achieve that, there is only one way in Python, that is enclosing the string into 3 double quotes. When we print the value contained in S, we can see here the 3 lines which we entered appear as they are, as we have assigned when we use a print statement. There are some escape characters in Python which are very widely used in strings. Now this example, I like ice cream flavors. I want this string to appear as it has been entered. Vanilla the most in single quotes, and next comes chocolate in the single quotes. So when this type of assignment we want to make, where single quotes, double quotes are included in the string and they will appear as though those are included, we use the escape character \. This single quote, first single quote and the corresponding single quote, this is a quote which includes string. Now this single quote vanilla the most is written in a special way using \. So \, then a single quote, or it can be a double quote also, vanilla the most, another \, and the quote, single quote, which we want should appear in our output when we print, use the print function to display the string. And the same thing, next comes chocolate, should also appear within a single quotes. So when we use this \, when we enclose it, the string which we want should appear with quotation marks, single quote or double quote, as a output. In the output we enclose those strings or those substrings in 2 \. So when we executed this program, this print statement caused the output I like ice cream flavors, in single quotes vanilla the most, out of quote and another single quote substring, next comes chocolate. There is one way a string can be treated by Python. If we precede the string before its enclosure with R, then it is treated by Python as a raw string. What is the difference in these two? The difference is the raw string will not identify and act upon the presence of escape characters in it. A raw string will treat those escape characters as literals, whereas in normal string, which is not declared as a raw string, those escape values execute the desired way we want the string to appear. Now, what is the advantage of raw string? Don't use any kind of escape sequence. So here, programming in Python by RSK, we want to appear within double quotes when we execute a print statement. It appears exactly as it is, as we have written in the output. We can see here, visit the channel in double quotes, programming in Python by RSK. This is the way we wanted to appear the string, and that is what we achieved using a R, or defining that string as a raw string. At the outset, we think it is a better way of defining a string because it doesn't need any kind of escape character or escape sequence for appearing the string with a substring within double quotes, which is programming in Python by RSK in this case. But there are many disadvantages. We will see what are those. The preceding R stands for raw string. So in this slide, we will briefly see what is a raw string and how escape characters in Python can be used. A string when precedes with character R is called a raw string. We have seen in earlier slide how it is defined. The speciality of a raw string is it does not recognize escape characters. There are many 4, 5 or 6 escape characters that we widely use in our programs using strings. One is backslash, another is backslash T. This T stands for tab. So when backslash T appears in a string, and it is a if it is a normal formatted string, then this will introduce a tab where at the place in the string where backslash T appears. Backslash N inserts a new line. Backslash T inserts a tab. Backslash double, one backslash and another backslash inserts a backslash, then inserts a single quote, and this way we can insert a double quote. Now see the example. We have declared and defined a string as mangoes at ₹100. Then there is a new line character backslash n, and then apple at ₹200, all enclosed in double quotes. So this is a standard string, which is not a raw string here, it is a formatted string. When we execute a program with this kind of strings, what we get is, in the first case where we are using escape sequence and a string is a formatted string and not a raw string, the output we get from this mangoes at 100, next line apple at ₹200, as mangoes at ₹100 as a first line and apple at ₹200 as a next line. When we use the same string with the same notations, inserting \n, but define it as a raw string, what we get is a string as it is defined, mangoes at ₹100. Then this \n will not be recognized as a new line character, but it will be recognized as a literal, and in one line this string will appear as the output. Here we can see \n causes new line for this string where we want it, and when it is a raw string, \n will be treated as a literal and printed as it is as the output. So this is how we use strings. It is an introductory video. More on strings will follow in the next 2 videos. Thank you for viewing. This is the channel Programming in Python with RSK, which is available on YouTube, which is the link of which is given here. I also have a channel on Programming in C. Its ID is given here. Please view both of my channels, like those videos there, subscribe to both the channels. Thank you.